The economy is about to crash. What are you doing, Mike?
I'm living the dream. I tell you what I'm doing, Chris? That's actually a good point. I have not talked about this at all as it relates to the hobby, but I have been talking to people in my other ventures. I am piling up cash to start buying properties.
Here's the thing. We haven't talked about how like the whole economy is affecting the card market. It is interesting to hear your take. I mean, it will. Obviously, we've already seen like the big graders announce like, hey, we're not accepting your cards right now from outside the country unless you're willing to pay for the additional whatever percentage it's going to be.
You know, we saw a little bit of economic downslide right before the election.
Sure.
And it didn't affect anything. Here's what I've learned. People buy what they want to buy.
Yep.
And they're going to make room in their life for what they perceive as important.
Yeah.
And there's a whole lot of people buying cardboard because they think it's important,
Sure.
or they're addicted to whatever, the opening side of it. We've not seen any. If anything, business has gotten better. I think there's still entry points that I still meet people multiple times a week. Hey, I'm just getting back in, or I want to rekindle the hobby every single week. And I'm talking, I've had guys drop thousands of dollars who are at an entry point because they're bored.
Yeah.
Or, you know what? It's their stress relief. Or hey, we're going to cut off over here some money. We sold the boat. So what am I going to do with that money? I'm going to do sports cards because my buddies are doing sports cards. So I just think people are going to buy what they want to buy and spend money where they may not make a new house purchase, or they may not go out and buy a new car. But do we think that it's going to affect somebody coming in and spending a few $100 on a box? I don't.
I also don't know anybody who's crushed. And that's why I'm saying, I think a lot of times in the media, both sides, again, I'm trying to be even here because I don't care. I think there's all this negative talk and the tariffs and stuff. I don't know anybody whose life has been affected by this in the least. I really don't.
Yeah, but
I don't know anybody who plays on that. And that's why I'm wondering, is this just a loud 1% on both sides making a big thing? And most people are in the middle like normal? I really don't know.
I would say my take on the situation is that we are seeing inevitably not just the stock market, we see the card market too. Everyone's chasing, like, I have a chance to win something, right? I could hit a big payday, whether that's like my stock purchase pops or the pack I opened had a 1-of-1 Caitlin Clark, whatever the case. We're chasing that feeling, and we are surrounded in media about like, hey, I can go on TikTok and make $1 million a year by making videos with not having to go be a plumber or go sell insurance or whatever else the case is. We are living in an economy, or at least maybe the country as a whole, is not in a place where we want to stop spending money on a chance to win. I think that the card market does not necessarily take a huge hit because of that. I think the stock market, while it is tanking right now, will not stay down that long because of that. I was out last night. Sunday in Hendersonville is not like a big night usually. I think it's like people kind of like resting up, going home. I was over at like the Indian Lake Shopping Center, booming. Like we went into multiple different restaurants to try and figure out where we were going. They were all packed. The theater was packed. And I'm like, people just out here spending all this extra income on this kind of thing. This is typically the time where they're at home, and yet they're all out having like ice creams and eating pizza and doing all this stuff. I don't know. To me, it feels like unless there's some kind of bigger change or bigger hit, I don't know. We would have to start seeing people losing jobs. We'd have to start seeing prices of household goods going up significantly to see something.
But we've already seen really that, and people are still spending.
Yeah, like inflation was brutal, and it was still like the things.
But that's what I mean. Like you'd have to see it go up even more.
Yeah,
and I think it goes back to Mike, what you were talking about. Like, don't tell me what I should be feeling.
Right.
The talking heads.
Yeah.
I know what I am feeling.
Correct.
And I have felt no financial difference in my life.
Yeah. And by the way,
if I polled everybody that comes in our shop tomorrow, I would say everybody's like, no, I'm told I should be feeling something, but I'm not.
Yep.
I mean, nothing's changed in my life.
Yeah, like I can tell you the only pulse on the market a little bit, because I know I get in my own little bubble. I know we're going to increase on the rent on all of our properties in the next 2 months as leases go up, because the overall rent, like from the property management company we use, it's like, hey, locally, here's kind of the vibe. Nationally, so we're going up X percentage to match the rise. Great. And there's the thought in the real estate market, which I know is not connected to the cards, of, hey, rates are probably going to come down because there's some fear and there's a little more speculation on they're coming down. Okay. That's it. But I have not a single thing in my life has been affected.
We are 3 middle-aged white guys in the middle Tennessee area. Like we have so much, wiggle room outside of that, where we know people who are not in that same group. But at the same time, we don't know like what's going on in the slums of Nashville, or heck, in the middle of the country, north, south, east, west. I feel like there's a lot of people who probably experience life differently than us.
Of course.
At the same time, I haven't heard anything from them. Like I haven't seen anybody reach out, but that doesn't mean, again, maybe we just aren't close enough to that other group.